Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I'm enjoying Tuesday, being that it's still light outside. And I'm getting into the fall season with my wardrobe, with everything. The projects that I'm doing, I think just the mood of being cozy indoors. It's just a really fun time of the year, I think. Or at least in this case, trying to make it the most enjoyable that I possibly can. Welcome to Tuesday Tutorials. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Nilay Patel, and I'm the owner and designer and educator here at SilverSilk & More, bringing you guys fun, cool projects all the time, getting you inspired and motivated to create. I am trying to come up with new projects all the time for you guys, and in this case, I'm really excited for today's tutorial because this one sort of came about earlier as I was thinking about pumpkins. Everyone's hopping onto this pumpkin trend. Real quick before I move on, I just want to say hello to the people that are tuning in. Hi, Julie. I saw Teresa and Gretchen come in. Thank you, ladies, and thank you, Teresa, for keeping the Silkies motivated. For those of you who don't know what the Silkies are, it's a group of very creative people that use SilverSilk, and we decided just to come together, create a Facebook group page called the SilverSilk Silkies, and I don't know, post our work, get each other inspired and motivated, and I'm seeing stuff on there constantly. That's always super exciting. I ask you guys questions, you respond with your honest answers, and I appreciate that. So if you're not in our group, come join us, because we're pretty awesome. Hey Katie, hey Dawn. Ladies, if you wouldn't mind giving a quick share to the bead groups while I'm live, that would be awesome. I always want to do that, but it's kind of hard to do that and pay attention to the video at the same time. So I appreciate the work that you guys are doing behind the scenes. James, I didn't realize there was a live sale going on. I'm so sorry. That's okay though. If people want to siphon in later on, that's perfectly fine. I gotta keep the Tuesday Tooths running, I guess, per normal. Hey Lucy. What was I saying earlier? I was in the mood of pumpkins, and I was like, okay, everyone's doing a pumpkin project. I know Abby Berta did one recently, and it was really awesome. She had kits for it and everything, and I haven't been able to hop on that train quite yet with all the other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But I wanted to design a project that kind of gave a pumpkin-esque look and feel to SilverSilk. And so I developed this earring. It looks like this. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Tony. I saw Tracy Allen come on earlier, so hi, Tracy. So this is my interpretation this year for a pumpkin. I did one last year with a product known as Galaxy Wire, where I covered a bead with that particular wire. And this year I wanted to do something different. Hi, Gail. Hi, Donna. Hey, Terry. Good evening to you, my friend. And so I decided to wrap a bead with SilverSilk. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to embellish the top with some rhinestone. What are those called? They're like bead caps, I guess. And in fact, there is another bead cap that's layered on top of it. Or a rondelle, I suppose. And make these little cool little swirls with the wire. I think that'll be fun. And then I found this Ventaj Leaf that you can actually get on their Etsy in their Vintage salvage. It's their extra Etsy site, I guess, that's dedicated to extra stuff that Vintage has that it's on sale to the general public. So I grabbed it from there, and I just thought this would be a really fun project to put together with you guys. So I'm going to walk through all of the materials this time. I got myself organized, believe it or not, and all the tools and stuff too. So hi, Marilyn. It's good to see you on here. So I'm gonna flip you guys around, and we will get started. Real quick, I have to show this off because this is so cool. Hey, Tammy. This is what the Silkies will be making that signed up for the 2-year anniversary workshop on December 18th with myself and with Jules Avlar. This is a creation that she made, which is a Loom Pendant, something I've never heard of before. She presented this idea to me with a branded look for the silkies. This is a logo that I made, but she was able to burn it onto a wood that's been refined, sanded. It's been specifically cut for this project. So you can weave on the back side, and you have a badge in the front where you can wear loud and proud, because I know I will. I put this together with my favorite yarn. She's putting together some kits exclusive to the attendees only, including this very loom here. And so if you're not in the workshop, unfortunately, you won't be able to grab this and make it. But if you are, you've signed up for it, then it'll be available as a kit for you to purchase. It's like $30, which is really nothing compared to how much like potential and extra you can make this. In this case, I made it as extra as I could. So whenever bead shows happen again, you know I'm going to be wearing this. Hey, Mary. Hey, Janice. You can find out more information if you want about my workshop on www.silversilkonline.com. And there's a button just below the big banner that has the 2-year anniversary workshop and some of the projects that we'll be making. I'm still currently developing 2 of the projects, and so with like the final beads and stuff, so once those get put together, I will post it for you. Okay, let's talk about pumpkins, you guys. We have some materials here that we're gonna work with. Real quick on the tools, you'll need a pair of cutters. This is just a pair of Xuron cutters that I have, and they're sort of a double blade, which is cool because it basically collects any ends that are clipped and doesn't fling them across the room. So I enjoy that aspect about these particular Xuron clippers. Hey, Ginger, thanks for joining in. Lovely to see your name always pop in. This is a pair of Weber's chain nose pliers. I love these. These are the baby handle ones. I've got baby fingers, so I enjoy using these. They just wrap, I think they're just so compressed and nice. It's really great. There is a coupon if you use SilverSilk. No, what was it? Hang on. I have the coupon code. If you go to webers.com, you can use a special discount code and get 10% off tools. Here it is. If you use SilverSilk10 at checkout, weberstools.com. I've recently sought these out and got a set of my own. This is a round nose plier, and I'm in love with them. You can see that these taper in really, really small, which is perfect for making really tiny loops. I like tinier, small, dainty little loops, and so these pliers are perfect for me to be able to do that. What else do we have? Okay, we have, as far as our materials go, we've got metallic copper capture chain. We need all 3 feet of this for this project. If you're not familiar with what capture chain is, it's a knitted sleeve of wire that has an interior ball chain running inside of it. It looks like beads, but it's actually a type of chain. And the knitting on top of it is done with 6 needles. If you guys go to my YouTube, www.youtube.com/silversilk and more, there's a video on there that shows a little bit of behind the scenes of what I do to make this. I think it's like 2 or 3 videos in, but you'll see a lovely photo of me wearing a teal shirt. And on there, I explain what the brand of SilverSilk is, and I show you some behind the scenes clips of how I run the business. So you'll definitely want to check that out. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Jenny. Thanks for tuning in. The metallic copper color comes from the metallic copper, or bright copper, knitted wire that has the gunmetal ball chain running inside of it. So it's a really dark coppery color. Okay, so after that, you will need E6000. This is crucial for this project, and you'll be using, not a whole lot, but you'll be using quite a bit of E6000 to hold things in place. You'll need a pearl, and this pearl is roughly about 15 millimeters in diameter. So you'll want to definitely grab a larger pearl. And of course you can use smaller if that's your preference, or a larger pearl even. The technique will work the same way. Hi Cheryl, hi Marcia. Marcia says Webbers are amazing. Honey, I agree. They are definitely amazing. Really great quality pliers. You'll need a smaller bead. I just picked out this pewter one, and I think it's roughly 6 millimeters. Yeah, so this is about 6 millimeters. And you'll need 2 of each of these because you're making 2 earrings, unless you're just making a pendant. So whatever I have here, just double it. You'll need a bead cap that fits over the pearl. This is probably roughly 15, it's a 15 millimeter bead cap that I grabbed from one of the Jesse James Beads mixes. And so I think that's absolutely gorgeous. Gives it just nice dainty feel, a decorative feel to the pumpkin itself. And then you'll need a little spacer, a rhinestone spacer. This is also, what size is this? It's a good thing I have my ruler here, you guys. Otherwise I wouldn't have known any of these sizes. This is 10 millimeters rhinestone spacer in clear. I use clear, and I know there's a ton of other colors that you can, use from the rainbow, so I just use clear for this. Of course, you'll need an earring hook, and we talked about the Ventaj Leaf here, and it's this beautiful dark, what was this? This was like a dark black oxidized color, I think is what their color palette says, so that's a really good one to have. You can, of course, use any other leaves in their collection that you want, or even make one with wire. That's an option. And I just have a couple of head pins, and you can use 22 gauge wire. You don't have to use eye pins. I just happen to have them handy, and they match the color of my other metals, and so and they're pre-cut, so that also helps. Okay, so to get started on this project, what we're gonna do is pick out our capture chain. I've got a little sample cut here, and it's a sample because you'll see why here in a second. What you're gonna do is go ahead and coil the end in. There we go, just like that. Once you've coiled the end in, you'll need a little straight pin. This is just your basic straight pin that you can use for sewing. And you're just gonna go ahead and push it right through. If you want to get extra coils in and push it in a different direction, you can absolutely take it out, adjust it, what have you. There you go. Pretty good. It might come out just a little bit, but that's okay. No big deal. And you can use multiple straight pins to hold it in place just in case you're feeling insecure about where, if it's coming uncoiled. Hi Eddie, hi Debbie. Thank you guys for joining in. So once you have that, you're gonna grab your E6000 and you're gonna apply a nice little dot of glue here. And don't be too afraid to get crazy on this first row because it is crucial and important that it sticks. So then what you do is you just push it right onto the bead, just like that. Okay? Very easy up to this point. The hardest part now is being patient and waiting for the glue to dry. Because trust me, that is always, I'm always eager to get these projects like quick and complete, but sometimes you just gotta wait on things for it to dry. Luckily, this is television magic, and I have a sample here ready to go. Now, once it's in, what I've done, or once it's glued on, I'm sorry, what you can do is take a head pin, which is what I didn't describe in my materials list, but you will need 2 head pins, proper head pins. I'll show you what they look like. Didn't even consider it, but definitely important for the project structure. I had let's see, my friend from Australia, Catherine Hicks from Australia says, hi, hello, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you being here and listening in on our tutorial. So these are my head pins from SilverSilk and More. They have a little ball at the end. It's very, very pretty. These are custom plated to match my other findings. Once it's basically dry, you can find the little hole that goes through the pearl and just go ahead and push this right through. So what you'll have is something that looks like this. Pretty easy. It's like a little lollipop. You kind of just have to hold on to it as you're doing this. So I'm actually going to take my little straight pin out, and you could see it's pretty good. It's nice and secure on there so far. I just glued this maybe about 15 minutes before the show is airing, so hopefully it doesn't pop off, but I think that's all it really needs. So now what you do is you just apply a nice little dollop of glue in several spots. E6000 is very pliable. It's a silicone-based glue, so you got a little bit of a time period before it completely dries. So I wouldn't recommend using super glue because I think that's harder to work with. But this kind of feels a little bit like putty whenever you put it on, and so you can kind of squish it to get it in place. So now all you do is you just wrap it around and around. And believe it or not, it's actually pretty secure to my surprise. Whenever I first did this, I didn't know how it was gonna hold, but SilverSilk continues to surprise me even though I'm making the product now, and that how soft and supple it really is, and how much it can how flexible it is, really, of its ability to shape around things. As you can see, I kind of went through my E6000 with various other projects, so I'm really like squeezing the tube for any last bits of glue that I have here. There we go. All right. Very easy to do. You just basically now coil and wrap it around. I haven't ever tried gluing with SilverSilk up to this point, so this is pretty exciting for me to be able to show and do. Look at that. I mean, I basically made a SilverSilk bead. It doesn't have to be a pumpkin, and it doesn't have to be metallic copper. You know, think about the other colors that I have in my brand underneath Capture Chain. You know, I've got Fern, which is green. I've got dark rose, which is a beautiful, like, almost a burgundy color. What else do I have? I have amethyst. So you could make your own beaded beads of SilverSilk with this technique and with this method. Pretty cool idea, huh? Okay, so now I'm just gonna put a nice little dollop of glue there at the top. See if I can squeeze them out. This should complete my coiling process here. Luckily, I just had exactly enough to end it. But this was about half of a spool of SilverSilk to wrap a 15mm bead. So just keep that in mind whenever you're purchasing all this. M says orange. I need to make more orange. Orange is actually a not popular color, believe it or not. But it is a fall color, so I probably should have paid more attention to making different types of orange. In this case, the copper, I think, is the most wearable that I've seen, at least. I used to have a color called Orange Spice. No, what was it? I think it was Orange Spice, and it did okay. Maybe I can make it again. So there we go. Really cool and really easy. So now we just get to decorate, right? So we put on our bead cap, and then we put on our rhinestone spacer, and then we put on our little bead. Before we stack everything together, I also remember what my order of components here are. So it looks like the leaf goes in before the bead cap, so let's do that first. Okay, so it looks like I've bent my leaf component a little bit to kind of contour with the shape of my bead here. So I just want to do that a little bit. You can use your tools, of course. Okay, in this case, the leaves pop up a little bit, so I'm going to do that with my pliers here with my wubbers. Just gives it an extra depth and dimension that I think makes the leaves really come alive, you know? Hey, Jenny. Nice to see you here. Let's see. So there we go. Okay. So once that's on, then my bead cap goes on. And then after that, it looks like I've got my little curly cues that go in before my rhinestone spacer. So this is like all sandwiched together in a very, I don't know, a very specific way. So let's see. How do I want to do this? What I'm doing is, I believe what I did was I just wrapped it around my round nose pliers like this to give it a nice, good curly cue. There we go. And however you bend your little loop here is how it's going to stick into, you know, so for example, if I bent this down, my curly cue is going to stick up. Conversely, if I point it down, my curly cue will go kind of sideways there. So I want it to face different directions, so I'm going to kind of swap the direction on each one of these. But I want it to kind of bend in so that it's not going to poke anybody whenever it's being worn. And of course you can play around with it. You know, you can get it tied on the beginning part of it here, and then have it spaced out over here. That's totally up to you to play with. So I'm gonna slide that in, and I'm gonna do the same thing again on this other one. Okay, and then I'm gonna fold this in. That looks really good. You can kind of bend these together, give it some extra life and dimension. Then bend that out and slide this little guy in. And I'm gonna have it face a little bit on opposite directions there. And then I'll just slide this guy in. What I think I was thinking was, what I need to do is flatten it a little bit more on the sides there because of the space of that rhinestone. So let me see here. There we go. If I give it a little bit more room to kind of sit, it's going to lay a lot better. And again, I think that's just because of the distance of that rhinestone. You see how there's like little ridges on all of these? That's what helps us keep these nice and separate and gives them that dimension to an ability to stick out, as you can see. So I recommend having a spacer that has that little bit of a weird ridge pattern. And again, I got these from Jesse James Beads, so inherently they must have a bunch more there. But yeah, that's coming along pretty well. So now what I'll do is I'll just do a mini, looks like I did a little wire wrap loop there to give it a nice and secure hold on everything. So I will create my loop. And I think because I've got so little wire here to work with, I'm gonna use both of my tools as my hands. So I'll bend my P-shaped loop and then I'll break the neck part of it. Okay. I over-exaggerated just a little bit so I can bend it back and bend this out so that my loop is now nice and centered and I've got a perpendicular line going straight up with my wire there. So what I'll do is I'll grasp the head of my wire wrap loop, and then I will, using my teeny pliers, wrap this a couple times if I can. If I can't, then I'll just wrap it once, no big deal. And just go around, there we go. Oh, that looks really good. So now I'll just trim it. You see how that didn't fly across the room? It's right there. I'm always worried it's gonna hit my eye or something. You just never know with things. So thank you, Xuron, for having those type of pliers, those type of cutters. All right, you guys, I have a matching pair of earrings in the fall season. So now I just need to attach my little hook and boom. They are complete now. And I have a set of pumpkin earrings. How fun is that? So, I don't know, I love like easy, fun tutorials, you guys. So I'm actually gonna flip the camera back around. And it's also good because daylight is slowly dying. And, you know, I like quick projects to be able to show you guys efficiently whenever it is daylight outside. So I'm actually gonna put these on a little earring display here, but I love these. And can you imagine like making these with, because I love white pumpkins. I think those are so cool. And I just recently did a new color, let me show you, called Antique White. That looks like this. It's not silver, but it's an antique white color over silver ball chain. So can you imagine taking that and wrapping it around a bead like a white pearl? I think that would be so cool. I might try that on my next demo, in fact, and show you guys what that could look like. Because I think that would just look so, I don't know, extravagant and ritzy and stuff. And then you have, you know, like the beautiful, maybe a silver color leaf at the top or something. It's like a really elegant gourd. It'd be gorgeous. See? Got a pun in there. Ah! Guys. Hey, Mimi. She says, yummy. Me likey a lot. Thank you. I love these guys too. I'm keeping, these are a keeper. Like there's some stuff that I'll make and then I'll like take it apart. But I'm pretty excited about these, so I'm gonna keep them. And I kept my last year pumpkin earrings too. So I'm hoping that I'll just have like a future collection of pumpkin earrings. Mimi says putting on the Ritz. Well, you guys, I had fun making those. I'm really hoping that you'll give it a try. This continues my tutorials as findings are sparse right now. I'm so sorry. I'm supposed to expect a shipment, I'm hoping next week, so I might have some more findings in by then. And I'll send out a newsletter and stuff, so if you haven't already, please sign up for my SilverSilk newsletter. You can do that from the homepage of silversilkonline.com. And again, check out the YouTube videos, and while you're there, please subscribe because those numbers help me grow my content and my base there. But I've got that video that I just recently posted about what my brand is, some behind the scenes look, and how we're all connected together, because there's a really cool analogy that I came up with the knitted wire and why that's meaningful and has become meaningful for me, at least, in continuing the SilverSilk brand, you know, about 10 years on now, from different owners to now me, but I'm changing the story, flipping the script, making this into something that is a big, giant deal that it wasn't before. So definitely want to hit up YouTube. And while you're there, well, maybe not on YouTube, but on my website, you'll want to check out the SilverSilk 2-year anniversary workshop. 10 workshops, you guys, or 10 classes, one big week, 10 workshops, 4 different instructors, including me, I guess that's 5. They're all prepackaged kits, and so you don't have to count, you don't have to cut, you don't have to do anything, it's all gonna be prepped for you. I've gotten the boxes on order, they'll be custom built mailers, which I'm excited about, and they'll be hopefully shipping soon. So you'll wanna get your order in pretty quick, otherwise the shipment won't make it out to you in time. So the sooner you order, the quicker it will be packaged and the faster it will ship out. So just something to bear in mind. Hey, Marianne, I think, I don't know if your name came on earlier or not, but if I missed saying hi to you, hello. Good to see you on here. What else? I'm on YouTube, I have my website, I've got my Instagram, so follow me there. I'm gonna hopefully start posting more pictures as I get around to it. Guys, sometimes it's just hard. There's just a lot going on behind the scenes, good things. that I'm doing with product innovation and development and stuff, and working with Jesse James Beads for their December workshop. And I've got that big, another big workshop coming up in November for the Great Bead Extravaganza that's held by Softflex Wire and Allegory Beads, and has I think 10 other designers and companies attending to teach that. So it's all online. It's huge. There's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, but we're keeping the design and the inspiration and aesthetic very, very high. So I hope you guys have a spectacular evening. Thank you, Beverly. She also says plus my regular job. So yeah, I gotta pay attention to that too. Just a little bit. That's because that's not that important, right? That's only my bread and butter. No, actually, I do enjoy my day job a lot. There's a lot of good challenges that come with it, and it pushes my skill level in a different direction. Still in the design realm, but just a different mindset altogether, and different skill set. But it's fun. So, all right, you guys. I think I caught up on all the questions. I'm scrolling through to see if I missed anything. Ooh, Wanda said earlier the earrings that I made would be a really cool Christmas ornament. I didn't even think about that. That's a really good idea. I love that. Okay, looks like I grabbed all the questions that I could. So, all right, you guys, hit me up with any good news or anything that's on your mind on the Silkies group on Facebook. If you haven't joined, please do. Otherwise, you can contact me at orders@silversilkonline.com, and I will do my best to get an answer to you. All right, I love all of you so much. I'm super excited about the 2-year anniversary workshop. It's coming up soon. We've got a lot of attendees, so I hope you can join us. And until then, I'll keep bringing you Tuesday tutorials. All right, mwah. See y'all later.